to talk about the solar system. First of all, the solar system is just a collection of bodies that orbit around the sun, and the solar system includes the sun. The sun is being at the center of the solar system with its gravitational pull keeping the solar system together. Without it, the solar system would just be messy. And there's a final barrier out there called the Oort cloud, but we're going to talk about that a little later in the video. So the solar system is divided into quite a few categories. So let's take a look at them. First of all, planets. Planets are objects that orbit around the sun, but not everything is a planet. And the reason is because planets have to actually be able to clear their path. So actual planets, because there are dwarf planets and minor planets that don't clear their paths, but are spherical. So planets can also have objects orbiting around them, like a planet orbiting a star. They are called natural satellites. Most natural satellites are smaller than dwarf planets, but the largest 7 moons are larger than the dwarf planets. And even 2 of them are larger than Mercury. Now, the planets are divided into 2 sections. The inner planets, which are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars, in which Earth has 1 moon and Mars has 2. And the outer planets, with like 100 moons. Jupiter has 79, Saturn has 62, Uranus has 27, and Neptune has 14. Now, we can actually call the inner part of the solar system the inner solar system. And it contains a lot of the asteroids, and then there's an area in between the inner solar system and outer solar system called the Asteroid Belt. And then you have the outer solar system, which has the outer planets and that stuff. And then further out, stuff beyond Neptune are outside the outer solar system, and they are in the Kuiper Belt, which could be also called part of the outer solar system. We could say the Asteroid Belt is part of the inner solar system, and the Kuiper Belt is part of the outer solar system. Now, planets actually orbit around the sun, but the sun orbits around the center of the galaxy, around a black hole called Sagittarius A. The solar system is just in the Orion arm of the Milky Way, about 20,000 light years away from the center of the galaxy. The stars in the center, though, are really wild, and we're lucky we're not in that area, otherwise we've been going really wild around Sagittarius A. Now, by the way, just to let you know, there can be zones in the solar system. The hot zone, where it's way too hot. The habitable zone, also known as the Goldilocks zone, named after the story, where it's not too warm and not too cold, where life could occur. And the cold zone, where stuff are way too cold. The sun is what gives us the heat. The moon is the 5th largest moon out of like 185 moons of the planets. Now, moons of dwarf planets are just moons that orbit around dwarf planets. Asteroids and other objects like that, they can also have moons. So we've discovered about 361 objects, such moons like that. As of this June, there were 555 overall moons, and 357 minor planets have moons. I know that's not much compared to all like the 541,128 numbered minor planets, but that's still quite a lot. Also, dwarf planets and minor planets are objects like planets. They're spherical, but they don't have enough, they can have moons, but they don't have enough gravity to actually clear up their path. Pluto was once said a planet, but it was an accident, because Pluto is no longer a planet, because it doesn't have a clear orbit. Looks like it crosses Neptune, even though it doesn't. And also, it doesn't clear its path. It's in the Kuiper Belt with all the other objects. Now, the asteroids are objects in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Not all of them are in that region, though. Most of them are in there, and most minor planet moons that orbit around asteroids are located in the main belt, but not all of them, because some moons are around near-Earth asteroids. Near-Earth asteroids are near Earth. They orbit around the sun close to Earth. There are also some objects like asteroids that cross Mars, Venus, Mercury. There are like those. Some of those asteroids are called Mercury crossers, Venus crossers, Mars crossers, and then there are also Jupiter Trojans, Saturn Trojans, Uranus Trojans, and Neptune Trojans. They are kind of asteroids that orbit around the sun near the orbit. It's kind of like Jupiter crossers, Saturn crossers, and other stuff. Now, the Oort cloud is just a hypothetical cloud first proposed by Erno Opik before the Second World War, and by Jan Oort, which was shortly after the Second World War. Now, the Oort cloud is said to be a hypothetical cloud in the outside of the solar system, on the very edge of the solar system. If you pass the Oort cloud, then you're not in the solar system anymore. You're in interstellar space, and you're traveling to other stars. The Oort cloud is actually about 3.2 light years away from the sun. Near the Oort cloud, there are objects that we call comets. Comets orbit around the sun as well, like everything else, but they can actually pass through the skies of planets. An example is Halley's Comet, which has an orbit close to Uranus and Neptune. And, by the way, it's actually seen from Earth every 75 to 76 years, which means that it appears maximum twice in a lifetime. Usually it only appears once though. Other comets can be seen from Earth too. So to sum it all up, the solar system is just a collection of bodies that orbits around the sun. The sun is at the center of the solar system, and its gravitational pull keeps the solar system together. At the edge of the solar system, there's something called the Oort cloud. It can also be called the Opik Oort cloud, since it was hypothesized by two people. Well, that's it for Making Math Easy, and remind you to stay curious in math and science.